So everybody, we still know that it's football season. The big game tonight between the Cowboys and the Redskins. So my friends are all in a tizzy about it. They want to know who's going to win. They're putting their bets in. So everybody wanted to bring a little something so we can get together. What I thought about was putting together some cheese dip that'll go with some Tostitos. And, you know, just a little something for everybody to have. But I'm going to go ahead and start. As you can see, the ingredients that I've used, we got some Velveeta cheese. I've got 2 sticks of butter here. Some ground beef. For those of you all who are dieting and want to do something a little healthier, you can always go with ground turkey. You can do the Velveeta cheese with the 2% milk. That works as well. Then we're going to use some salsa as well. You'll see me do 2 different things today. I'm going to do a mild one, and then I'm also going to do one that's a little bit spicier for some of my friends who have more of a tongue that can take this. And I've got a couple of pots here. One's for putting the beef together, and then I've got 2 separate things going on here with the crock pot. We'll go ahead and turn that on high. That's going to do our bigger portion with the mild salsa. And then we've got the pot here for the smaller portion that I'm going to put for those that like the spicy side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just opening up our sticks of butter. Now for the larger portion, I'm going to use a full stick. So just going to open this up, and since I already put the crock pot on high, it's really going to cook itself, which is the easy part of it. So I just went ahead and stuck that in there. That's going to start cooking itself. And then I'm going to cut this in half, and in half for the smaller portion. And we'll go ahead and turn the rear stove on to about 7. Then go ahead and open up this butter and kind of start this one going too. And after we put the butter in, we're going to go ahead and add our cheese to it. That's pretty much all we have to do there. And since, like I said, I just cut it up, it's just going to make it melt just a little bit faster. Got a little extra cheese on the table. So we're going to fold that up. And then we'll add this one to the pot here. And it's all going to kind of start melting down on its own. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of milk. About 1/4 of a cup for the bigger pot. And then we'll do a little less than that for the smaller pot. I'm not really going to measure that one. So we'll grab the milk out the fridge. I always mix my little milk up. I don't know why. Habit. But here we go. And this is a 1/4. So 1/4 of a cup of milk. And another thing too, if you want to, you know, make it your own, go ahead and add different types of cheeses. Grab a pack of shredded Monterey Jack or something like that. Whatever you want to do, just, you know, just add it to it, and that works. And then I just did about half of what my portion would have been for the bigger. So while those are cooking, we don't have to worry about anything else at this time. I want to make sure that when we start to stir it, it kind of gives that cheesy effect before we start adding in the salsa, simply because we don't want it to be too much salsa and not enough cheese, or too much cheese and not enough salsa. We kind of want to make sure that it's consistent. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and start to cook our ground beef. Once again, healthier. You can go ground turkey, you can even go ground chicken. Okay, everybody, I already started cooking the ground beef. Now this is actually 2 pounds. Like I said, you want to just base it off of the number of people that you may have coming. You don't want to do too little, but then you don't want to do too much. Another thing that I want to mention, I did not season the meat at all. You've got so much sodium in the cheeses already, and then you're going to put salsa on top of that. So that's more than enough sodium. So it's just cooking. And if you want to take a look at this, the one in the pot is of course going to cook just a little bit faster. So it's cooking down. Got a nice consistency going. I'm going to stir that real quick. And as you can see, you know, it's consistent. So you've got it where it's melted down, it's not watered down or anything like that. So what we're going to do before it starts to burn the pan, we're going to go ahead and just bring this down to low. Actually, I'm not going to even put it on a 1. We're going to bring it down to low. And while I've got that going there, I'm going to go ahead and add this salsa to it. And this is a salsa that's got the kick to it. And as I pour, you just kind of want to pour a little and mix. By the time it's kind of said and done, you want to see the different colors there. You want to see it mix, but you don't want to see more of the cheese than the salsa or more of the salsa than the cheese. And as you can see, it's kind of all blending in together. I'm just going to put just a little bit more in. And then I think we'll actually be done with this one. And all together, this takes, what, maybe 10, 15 minutes? So, I mean, you're not overworking yourself in the kitchen. Okay, everybody, now that the beef is finished, as you can see, I went ahead and cooked it, cooked all the way through. We're going to go ahead and turn this off, and then I'm going to drain it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little bit of ground beef in. We already got some in there. But let's go ahead and put just a little bit more. And then what you want it to be, you want to make sure that it's consistent. So you don't want it to be, like I said, just like you don't want there to be too much of the salsa and not enough cheese. You don't want it to be too much meat and not enough, cheese. You don't want it to just look like it's, nothing but meat, wet meat. So now that you got that done, that's ready to serve up. You can put that in a little side dish and go from there. Now, the one thing that I do like about the crock pot, even though it takes just a little bit longer, the crock pot is really, really good, especially when you have the kids all together. They're playing games. You want to be involved with them. So that way, it's cooking. It's not around the stove. You don't have anything where they can come up and touch. So, I usually kind of push it back in the corner. But it takes just a little bit longer, but it still does the same job as anything that's on the stove. So either way you go, if you pull this recipe out at a sleepover, or pull it out at a family gathering, everybody's going to love it. Throw some Tostitos with it, whether you want multi-grain, which I would suggest for those of you that are going to do like the ground chicken or ground turkey. You can always do the multi-grain chips that goes with it. Or what you can also do is the Fritos chips. You can do the Fritos, they've got those scoops. It works the same way, but I hope you all like it. This is BellaGyrl K signing out from BellaGyrl's Kitchen. Y'all have a good one.